I don't know if you guys know what a Thermomix is, but I'm pretty sure it's not just a kitchen product. It's also a cult. The way these people talk about this thing is absolutely insane.
I spent $1,500 on this Thermomix and I do not regret it for a second. I wish I knew about it sooner. I love it and use it every single day.
I don't know why Dad won't get Mum a Thermomix. It only cooks everything faster, easier, healthier, and cheaper. Worthy of a divorce. It's clearly something much more than a kitchen gadget to these people. So I wanted to jump into the world of Thermomix because you guys don't even know. These things are insanely expensive and people willingly buy them. Or like, borderline willingly buy them. In fact, maybe you've been to your Aunt Mandy's Thermomix party where she enthusiastically shows you how to make a hummus before extending you the offer to buy a Thermomix. Please. She won't start sobbing softly in the corner and not invite you to Christmas this year if you don't. She just also wants you to be able to make hummus. I think we all want to know whether we should be warning our loved ones about this borderline pyramid scheme or whether it's just the world's best hummus maker. It could be both. Before getting deep into the cult of Thermomix, it's probably worth understanding what it is. Because we can tell by looking at it that it's some kind of kitchen gadget, but like, what does it do? Well, it does everything. It can chop, blend, steam, look after your newborn child, repair the relationship with your ex-wife. It's probably easier just to tell you the things it can't do, which is nothing. It can do everything.
So it's basically the kitchen gadget that can do everything.
Nice. Sounds cool. I'm interested to know, like, specifically, what does it do?
That does more than anything you've ever seen in the past. It is the most incredible, amazing appliance on the planet.
Right. Yeah. Sure does sound impressive. I guess I'm just looking for like what it actually does, though.
Everything.
Thankfully, there's a page on their website that breaks down its actual functions and dang, I guess you could say it does everything. Look, I don't own one, so let's look at an actual owner's thoughts.
Pretty much all the commercial kitchens in Europe have one. I spotted this one touring the kitchen at Shauna in Paris.
What you need to understand about the Thermomix is that every kitchen has one. I did spot one once. In a kitchen.
What I didn't realize is that it actually does almost everything. Over 92,000 recipes, an online worldwide community of users numbering in the hundreds of thousands. This is a home kitchen game changer, and it can be yours for free. Literally, you can earn yours for free.
For free? Dang, that doesn't sound so bad. That sounds pretty cheap. This certainly sounds like a completely unbiased review that is just completely not sponsored.
Today we're going to make 5 recipes all with this machine.
I struggled to imagine this world where this guy has a completely unbiased review on a product that he also has a glowing neon sign for in the background. That's not just something that happens just accidentally. You don't just have a Thermomix neon sign in the background.
From lemonade to pizza dough, a frozen fruit smoothie to broccoli red pepper salad with pinoli and Parmesan risotto. 5 out of the 92,000 recipes you can have access to.
It does sound great when you say it like that. Of the 92,000 recipes, I wonder how many recipes I have access to on the internet just for my regular cooking utensils. Can't be that many.
If that's not enough, you can create and add your own recipes. This thing is unbelievable.
Boy, a world where I can create my own recipes? I don't care how much this thing costs. That is unbelievable.
I was skeptical about Thermomix. I'm not a fan of kitchen gadgets. My son had also suggested a while ago that I purchased an Instapot. I spent more time with tech support trying to fix a stupid error that kept me from using it than actually using it.
I'm on your side here. I had a kitchen gadget once that didn't work. And I didn't really like the fact that it didn't work. But the Thermomix is different, guys. It works. The review goes on for a little bit, and then we get a guest appearance.
I reached out to the company and set up a meeting with the regional sales manager who actually came to my test kitchen and gave me a personal demonstration.
Is that something that they do? This is part of the whole experience? The Thermomix is fantastic. It does everything. You want a chocolate cake made? Someone from Thermomix just comes out to your house and bakes you a chocolate cake.
I have a really special treat in the honor of being with Eva. Eva is the branch manager for all of the Northeast region for Thermomix, including New York, and show me how to use the Thermomix machine.
For a completely unbiased, not sponsored review, it certainly feels, it may be slightly biased. We have the straight up manager showing up in his house. It's a really simple, easy to use product. So simple that we got an actual employee from the company to come and show me how to turn the dang thing on.
Hello, everyone.
So today we're gonna have a big menu that we're gonna be putting together.
Yes.
What are we cooking today?
We are going to make a berry dream, lemonade. We are going to make a broccoli salad, pizza dough, and risotto.
I mean, that's a huge spectrum and all that in this machine.
Yes, everything.
What are you telling me? You're telling me I can cook all of those things in just this one machine?
This is like a perfect sorbet. Look at this. You know how hard it is to get sorbet like this? Oh my God. Oh my God. That's like ridiculous. I am not exaggerating.
I am not exaggerating. I have died and gone to heaven and I am eating sorbet. So it makes you can make food in it. You can make different things in it. I don't know about you. It feels a little bit infomercially. Not your typical YouTube product review. I don't know, call me skeptical. But when you're getting Ava out from Thermomix to help you cook with your own Thermomix, with your Thermomix neon sign in the background for your very unbiased Thermomix review video, I just can't help but feel like something just doesn't add up. But it's not just one review. One of the crazier things about the Thermomix community is just how excited everyone is to share the gospel of Thermomix. Share the good news. Have you heard about our Lord and Savior? Sorry, I'm not religious. Oh, no. I just want to talk to you about a kitchen gadget that will change your life. This thing can do everything. It's called the Thermomix. I'm not religious. There's this unwavering enthusiasm. I won't exactly call it a secret that I love to cook. It kind of just accidentally became my number one hobby in life. Like, I might not have been so likely to pursue it if I didn't literally rely on cooking to survive. But you gotta eat, so you might as well make what you are eating a little bit tastier. One thing led to another. It's a happy accident. I like to cook. But there is not one tool I own that I am so heartedly obsessed with as these people are with their Thermomixes. That's a lie, it's my wok. My wok is the fourth best thing to ever happen to me. But like, I'm not creating Facebook groups, entire YouTube channels, guilt-tripping my family members into buying a wok. I don't enjoy my wok so publicly. I enjoy it privately, away from the prying judgmental eyes. My point is, people get absolutely lost in the sauce with Thermomixes. It's not just a good product. It is the good product. And the people need to know. There's these Facebook pages, so many Facebook pages. This one's called My Thermomix Obsession, and it's got the advisor's ID number next to it. For the most part, I suppose it's kind of wholesome. People posting just things they made with their Thermomix. Then they'll just have a healthy sprinkling of these like sales posts. Wow, a new offer has just been released, which is available as a standalone offer to existing customers as well as new ones. This is such a good deal, but can only be purchased through my portal. You won't find it available on your customer site. I'm going away this week, so if anyone would like one, you'll need to contact me before Tuesday evening to order. It's like the nuclear version of Tupperware parties or something. Like, sure, they'll have in-person parties, but they'll also make Facebook groups and communities for people to be a part of, so you can form relationships with like-minded individuals who will eventually try sell things to you with the position of respect they've garnered through years of managing the Facebook page that you enjoy going to. It's like this meme that I showed at the start of the video. This meme was posted by the same person who posted the sale information. As far as I can tell, they're the ones that run the Facebook group. So they're probably the only ones who are allowed to post any promotional stuff about sales, which presumably earns them some money. So yeah, it's a funny meme. It just maybe becomes a little bit less funny when it's the same sole person who is allowed to profit off these things within this Facebook group. Then I found this blog called One Girl and Her Thermi, which sounds a little bit like a blog from the 90s, detailing her experiences about life with her electronic pet that looks like a thermos. I expected to click on this site and just see a regular old recipe blog. But instead, join the Thermomix revolution today. Cook with me. Join me. My gosh. And they always got to show their like ambassador number. It's probably like a legal thing. Here's hers. Formerly a different one. What happened? We'll never know. No one speaks of the incident. But you scroll down and it kind of reeks of sign up to my course for a low price and we'll chuck in a free ebook. Oh, look, Thermomix cutter and 5 free ingredients cookbook with all purchases. The most ironic thing, though, is you scroll down, and on the left here, it says, scam website warning. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. Right. But not Thermomix, of course. They're too good to be not true. Don't be fooled by Thermomix website scams offering discounts. Buy a Thermomix from an authorized Thermomix advisor, and someone you can trust. And you can trust us. I didn't want to write this post, but have had to out of necessity. I wanted to warn my client base and those who search online about scam websites selling Thermomix. My title says it all. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. So read on and why you need to buy only from an authorized advisor. I'm sure there's plenty of genuine, legitimate reasons. The number one, of course, not being that if it's not an authorized seller, then the authorized sellers as well as Thermomix is making no money from the sales. I'm sure there are scams out there, the same way there is with buying literally anything online. But I also think you should be able to spend entirely too much money on a secondhand model, a Facebook marketplace or something like that. It doesn't have to be from an advisor. And if you're interested in one of these things, I would actually highly encourage you to not. But if you are, at least check Facebook Marketplace, because we've kind of glossed over the price of these things, and they got one. It's not what you would call a penny pinchers item. My fridge is probably the most expensive thing in my kitchen, and it probably cost maybe a quarter of one of these things. So it's an absolutely insane amount of money, but at least it's not another subscription, which seems like strange praise to give a $2,500 kitchen gadget. It's behind me, isn't it? Yeah, there's a $69 a year subscription for the Thermomix compatible recipes. No, wait, hold on. Stop. You're making it sound like a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. Why should we have to pay for Cookidoo? Cookidoo being their recipe subscription platform. Cookidoo is not just a recipe app. It offers many features you may not even know are available. I see a lot of comments complaining about the cost of Thermomix's Cookidoo annual subscription. I thought it was about time I shared my views. Not sure if you care, but you may not have considered these things. The first and probably the most common objection is usually, with the cost of the Thermomix machine, you should get Cookidoo for free, right? Should you not? Yeah, sure, free forever would be great. But the reality is that it's free for just the first 6 months. Let's put this into perspective. You don't have to pay for the recipes. The Thermomix TM6 has 120 guided recipes built in. Yours to keep. Oh boy! You just gotta pay if you want more than that. Why I love Cookidoo: variety of recipes. Guided cooking. Right, so you need to use Cookidoo recipes if you want the machine to actually help guide you through the cooking process. Save personal recipes. You can save your recipes in Cookidoo for use again and again. That is wild. You saying all I need to do is pay $69 a year and I can cook my own recipes? There's other reasons as well, but let's not go past number 10. It's cheaper than Netflix, which is always my yardstick for whether something is valuable or not. Want a Cookidoo demo? I offer free 30-minute Zoom sessions that concentrate on specific topics like menu planning, shopping, and I don't know if this is obvious to you, but you might be getting a picture that these people are weirdly invested in you wanting this thing. It's not enough that they like it. You also have to like it. And it's not just some post-purchase rationalization. A very real cognitive bias whereby someone who purchases a product or service that is particularly expensive overlooks any faults or defects in order to justify their purchase. I'm sure absolutely none of that is happening here, because $2,500 in a yearly subscription is a perfectly reasonable amount of money to spend on something that, have you forgotten, does everything. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that you don't necessarily have to spend $2,500 to buy this $2,500 machine. Uh-oh. Yeah, remember how at the start there was a video of the guy that said you could earn your Thermomix?
Literally, you can earn yours for free.
Because who's got that kind of money lying around? And sure, you don't have to scroll very far down on their website to find out that you can finance your Thermomix and pay off the $3,000, including interest, over the course of 3 years, because you will absolutely not be regretting that decision in 6 months' time. No, the crux of everyone's evangelizing seems to be the fact that you can sidestep the astronomical cost altogether by convincing other people to buy one. Yeah, if you follow the link beneath the very unbiased, not sponsored, extremely positive review that literally contains a spokesperson for Thermomix, you'll find a link to where you can earn your Thermomix by joining the cult, by joining the TM for You program. And get this, guys. If you do that soon, you'll only have to guilt trip 3, not 4 family members into selling their organs on the black market to buy one of these machines. And bam! It's that easy. Completely free. Now, I know it might sound like a pyramid scheme, but it's not. Here's the best part. Let me draw it out for you. At the top, there's you. You earn your Thermomix by convincing 3 other people to buy a Thermomix. But don't feel bad. They can earn their Thermomix too by convincing 3 other people each to buy a Thermomix. And then this whole thing creates a... Oh, I need to make a call. That was an office reference. I'm not clued into the specifics of pyramid schemes to say that this is one. I'm sure it's just its own kind of scheme that just happens to be roughly pyramid shaped. I'm pretty sure pyramid schemes are all about earning lots of money really quick rather than just paying off a product anyway. So just kind of sounds worse. But maybe none of this is actually a problem. Sure, it seems kind of shady, a bit schemy, culty, even. But owners of this thing swear by it, and it seems to be bringing them quite a bit of joy. So there's really one question left to answer. Is it actually any good? Because let's be real here for a second. Aside from everything, what we really want to know is, what does it actually do that critically we couldn't already do with the tools we already have? And this is the part of the video where I tell you that I bought one to find out. But this is actually the part of the video where I tell you to look at my subscriber count and you tell me whether you think I have that kind of money for a gag in a video. And if you're not subscribed, while you're down there, you have all the power to help that situation not arise again in the future. It was smooth. But I'm not sure that even if I had the money to test it, that I would even need to, because I really don't think it would change my opinion on this product. Because there's a fundamental issue with this thing that makes me feel like it's not just a horrible fit for me, but a horrible fit for just about everyone. That Facebook group from before, I found a post on there about a gin and tonic cake, and I'm not sure if that sounds delicious or horrendous. Jury's out on that one. But apparently it's pretty good. I didn't pay $69 a year to avoid Googling, so I Googled and found a Thermomix recipe that seems to make the same thing. The very first step in this recipe is preheat your oven. That's a very normal thing to have as a first step on a recipe. But I guess you could say my disappointment is immeasurable because I just found out the culinary version of Santa not being real. The Thermomix does apparently not do everything. What, was I expecting it to bake a cake for me? Yeah, kinda. I mean, what function is it serving in this recipe? Pretty much, it's a scale and a mixer. And I guess I can try to convince you that scales are really not expensive or that cake batters are really not hard to mix, but I'm sure that that aforementioned post-purchase rationalization of $2,500 is not going to let you hear that from me. But maybe that's just a bad example. There's this recipe for mayo. You can make mayo pretty easily with an immersion blender that costs like less than $20. The machine does actually have heating elements inside, and I'm sure that there's the perfect Thermomix recipes out there that really are much easier to make with the Thermomix. I'm sure there's many, but real independent reviews that aren't incentivized to sell this thing will tell you that it's okay at best at doing the things that it does while costing an order of magnitudes more.
So, is this thing worth it? If you really want to be in the Thermomix world, sure, I guess so. It's $1,500, but if you want to save some money and get a lot more function, honestly, I would stick to our winning food processor, our winning stand mixer, and our winning mid-price blender, because each of those can do more in its own way than this can, and all three together cost less than this one machine.
But honestly, we're not being fair if we treat the Thermomix as just another kitchen tool. It doesn't ever win that fight. Its goal is to not be just a kitchen tool. It's a kitchen ecosystem. It serves you up your recipes right there on the thing. Your KitchenAid stand mixer doesn't do that. Do I want my KitchenAid stand mixer to do that? That's a different question. But people like the idea of the Thermomix because they don't have to worry about whether they have this thing or that thing. They get the ingredients and everything else is taken care of. It's convenience. The community around it means that there's support. The recipes are integrated and will not vary too much based on equipment. You put the ingredients in, push the button, and take the ingredients out. And sometimes take those ingredients and put them in the oven. It's got its own timers, scales, and with integrated recipes, it makes it harder to stuff things up. The genius of this thing is not that it does everything really well. It's that it does enough, good enough, and takes some of the friction out of regular cooking. But what if you want to make a pancake? You'll probably need a pan for that. What if you want to make a nice stir fry? Again, you'll need a pan. Or a very low-cost wok. You'll need something to fry that up, and you'll probably need some cooking intuition to make that happen. What if you want to put broccoli flowerets in it? You'll have to hold a knife and use it to cut the broccoli. At some point, you're going to have to cross the bridge and use regular kitchen tools. Despite what it tries to convince you, it does not do everything. Now, I love cooking. I'm confident I've got all the intuition I need to cook what I want. I'm adaptable too. I don't need my beautiful wok. Give me any pan. I don't need my fancy Japanese carbon steel knives. I can make it work with whatever's lying around. I can whip up a mean sauce with this $15 food processor I got from Target. But really, 80% of my cooking happens with a pan and a knife. I don't need a gadget to do it for me. I'm not just tooting my own horn. I'm saying I am an enthusiast. I've spent some money on some of my kitchen stuff, but nothing ever close to this amount, but I wouldn't ever consider buying it anyway, because with some cooking intuition up my sleeve, I would feel like I'm giving up too much. I'm giving away all this effort I've put into learning a skill and putting my trust in an overpriced gadget that can't do any of its jobs better than traditional tools. And if a $2,500 item isn't even for enthusiasts, then who is it for? If you're completely new to cooking but thinking of giving it a go, give cooking a go. There's countless content creators on YouTube that make very free videos for you to learn from. Babish, Brian, Ethan, Adams, and so many more. I promise you, it's not difficult to make really tasty food. If you're worried about simplicity, those guys have you covered too. There's plenty of really simple, easy to follow recipes. Many of these creators even make videos about how to work with what you already have, working with basic flavors so you don't necessarily even have to follow a recipe. Maybe you do know how to cook, but you don't love it. Brother, don't spend $2,500 on it then. If you truly don't like cooking, no kitchen gadget is going to change that for you. It might for a little bit while there's some novelty to it, but eventually, one of two things are going to happen. You're either going to remember that you don't like cooking, or you're going to discover that actually, you do like cooking. And boy, wouldn't it have been good to know that $2,500 sooner? I truly don't think that this thing is about the enjoyment of cooking. If you are capable of enjoying cooking with this thing, I promise you're capable of enjoying cooking without it. The craziest part of this is that the thing's main functions that you might not have already been able to do with the things that you have at home are that of a stand mixer and a food processor. They're not difficult machines to use, and they cost significantly less than a Thermomix. And I don't even recommend that you buy them. They're the kind of thing that you will know when you need. I don't think there's a demographic of people that Thermomix makes sense for. The convenience that this thing buys you is overshadowed by the specificity of what this thing is actually okay at, and more so by its price. What Thermomix probably don't want you to know is it's an entire category of product. It's called a thermo cooker, and none of the competition come even close to costing even half of a Thermomix. I question the category's usefulness as a whole, but if you simply must have one, I don't think the extra price is justified, to put it lightly. And it's a cult. Kind of like the secret society of grocery store product reviewers that I talked about in my last video. You can watch that one here.